listening to India Biospeaks, voices from the life science explorers in India.
Hello and welcome back to In Conversation with a Mentor on the stories of some path-breaking mentors across the life science research community. In this series, we talk to researchers, science managers, administrators, and entrepreneurs based in life sciences. Enjoy listening and do send us your feedback at indiabiospeaks@indiabioscience.org. Let's delve into their inspiring and insightful stories. Our today's guest believes that her philosophy is to give and give her wealth, be it material or be it spiritual. She belongs to a long line of family who has donated a major portion of their wealth for the benefit of common people, public engagement, health, and science. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome Dr. Sudha Chadalawada from Sree Padmavathi Venkateswara Foundation or Sree PVF. Hello, Dr. Sudha. Welcome to In Conversation with a Mentor.
Good afternoon, Suchibrata. I'm happy to be here to connect with the India Bioscience. This is my first podcast. As a matter of fact, on a regular basis also, I don't listen to podcasts. So this is my first podcast, participating in it and listening to it.
Oh, wow, that's great. And we are very happy to be partnering with you for your very first podcast. Welcome to ICM. So, Dr. Sudha, first of all, let us start by talking about your family. You come from a long line of family who has been contributing in many ways for the advancement of the society. Your family has donated 30 plus acres for establishing medical schools and colleges. So you do follow your philosophy of sharing your wealth, be it material or spiritual, and you are contributing your wealth and knowledge in different ways. So what is your motivation behind it?
I come from a family who have believed in philanthropy. I'm the fourth generation, but fortunately over the years, I think we have increased the percentage of our wealth which we have decided to share. And fortunately, with God's grace, or I would put it the other way around, as we are ordained by God, ordained by the Lord to give. So we decided to share 90% of our wealth. Prior to that, our family has contributed, as you said, substantial land for the medical college, where the other sponsors have taken up and constructed the medical college and continued on. There's immense pleasure in sharing the wealth. That's what I can see. So much pleasure when I write a check to give it away to someone than the same thing I buy for myself. So that way, the Lord has blessed us. And my husband is equally, if not more than me, thinking in these lines.
So, Dr. Sudha, you and your husband, Dr. C Nageswara Rao, are the founders of Sree Padmavathi Venkateswara Foundation. What is Sree Padmavathi Venkateswara Foundation or Sree PVF, and what is the goal of this foundation?
When we started this foundation, ordained by the Lord, we decided to give away 90% of the wealth during our lifetime, and the balance of the 10% after us will be going off to the foundation. And the purpose of this foundation is charitable activities in different ways. One of the important things that we wanted to do is to give something for the research, which we have not done in the past. A significant amount of this goes to for research in biomedical field. So we started about 3 years ago selecting candidates for this one. So we call for an application which is announced in prestigious journals of India. And from there, we have a jury who will be selecting the candidates. And after shortlisting, they'll be interviewed and the candidate will be selected. And this is a 3 crore grant given in 3 tranches. So every year they get a 1 crore for 3 crores. So this year, our third candidate has been selected. First one is in biomedical from Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Dr. Vidita Vecha and Dr. Vandana Sharma from IIT Hyderabad. This is a biotechnology. And the third one is from IIT Hyderabad's CCMB and LV Prasad as a joint venture, which is clinically oriented, where biotechnology is used to help the prevention of blindness or curing the blindness. We also started in this foundation. We always felt that we have done in the past for healthcare and education. With the medical college, both have come. Prior to that, we had only colleges where only education was there. But we have felt that we have not done anything for the farmer. So we are looking into that aspect also.
You have seen the Indian medical system in and out. You have worked in the USA and in India now for almost 50 years. So you're actively doing social work for many decades. You have built hospitals. How do you think India can improve the medical facilities here and also at the same time make these facilities more accessible and affordable for low-income households?
India has to go a long way. Today, we are able to match the healthcare, a very sophisticated care, almost to the West. But this is unfortunately confined to big cities and to affordable patients. When it comes to the patients who are less fortunate but still give the healthcare, the medical colleges, hospitals are offering as much as the corporate hospitals across the nation with far less expense for the patient. But in the rural sector, there's a great need. And today, unfortunately, because of the other lab facilities that are lacking in the rural area, doctors are not going to the rural areas to serve in spite of so many incentives from the government sector. So probably one has to think about the paramedical in the sense physician assistants, nursing midwives, where they should be selected from the rural sector so that they can go back to the rural area because they are used to that. They are not full-fledged doctors. They're not full-fledged to provide everything. But at least the bottom of the pyramid can be taken care of with these things. And then they have a referral system where they can move from that area to the health facilities that are available either in the government sector or in the private sector. So there is a great need for that, but I'm not sure this has to be done by the government only to think of opening a different parallel one because doctors are relatively unwilling, even coming to the two-tier cities also they're not willing, so let alone going to the rural areas. I'm talking about specialists especially. Physician assistants are being used in a well-developed nation like America. Nursing assistants are being used, and nursing anesthesia is being used. So if the West is using, advanced nations are using that, I think it's time for India to be thinking of on those lines, which will provide healthcare to a certain sector who are not able to get that healthcare.
I believe that I could relate to what you were saying because I come from a place where the medical system is very poor, just a primary health center, and like leave alone the specialist, even MBBS medical doctors are not found there. They don't want to go there because it's not a city, not even a town, it's a village. There is not proper quarters, there is no shopping areas and all that. So life is pretty much dull there. So I believe there are many reasons why this is happening, and this is one of them. You have an excellent educational background, and we checked your background and we found that you are the best student in your class with 5 gold medals. And that's wow. You studied at Harvard in the 60s. Most of the people who studied in such prestigious institutions at that time stayed back abroad. With such an exceptional education, you could have done that too, but you not only came back, but you came back with a purpose to make a change. What thoughts you were having while deciding that?
Fortunately, my husband and myself have agreed on that. And the medical school fees that we paid was 250 rupees per year. And then we went abroad, and as you know, one of the places where the doctors make big money is in US. But we had felt we had an obligation to come back because definitely 250 rupees is subsidized. And who subsidized it? the government service. What is government? Government is taxpayers. So we felt we owed it to our country to return, and particularly to return to our own place, Vijayawada. And we had the option of settling down in Delhi, Bombay, Chennai. Hyderabad was not big at that time. Though we had the option, we opted to come back to Vijayawada. And of course, we had some disadvantages of coming to Vijayawada with the platform was not good for somebody who was so well trained in Boston. But we felt that Boston doesn't miss us, but we need to do something to our own place. So we had our struggles, but because of the determination to do something to our own community, and fortunately, with God's grace, we could do a lot of fuss, not only in Vijayawada, but in Andhra Pradesh, where we could do a lot of things at a very affordable cost to the majority. And I was fortunate to see a lot of complicated cases, which I have not seen at Ivory Towers. So that gave me the satisfaction.
In this 50 years of working career, you have grown as a person too. How would you like to describe your growth as an individual? And also, what makes you smile when you look back at your career today? I'm sure you have achieved a lot, but that particular one thing that makes you feel very good.
When I was young, residency, coming out of it, when I was at Harvard, I felt so great about being there. I was the only non-white in the setup working. Everybody else was a non-white man. I was a non-white female. So I thought it was all my greatness. No, there are innumerable causes for what I am, for which my personal endeavor is but one. I'm a believer in that. In my younger days, I thought it's my own endeavor. No, there's so many opportunities have helped me to be what I am. And the most important thing is we never anticipated that be able to give away this kind of wealth and have the heart to give away this kind of wealth. It's entirely the divine plan.
It's so great to hear you. Many people have lots of money, but they don't have that heart to give away that wealth the way you are doing. Thank you, Dr. Sudha, for joining us today at In Conversation with a Mentor. You are an inspiring lady with so much positivity and energy. Hearing you makes me feel hopeful for tomorrow, that amidst all the problems, hate and wars, still there is hope and empathy. Being human, one thing we should never forget is to help each other in need. Thank you so much for making the changes we expect to see. And I'm sure this podcast will motivate many young Sudhas out there. And this world is definitely going to be better each day because of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Suchibrata, for participating in this podcast of India Biosciences. And hopefully we will have a lot more. I'm very optimistic because India has a bright future in spite of all the odds. Thank you again for giving me the opportunity to be here.
Thank you all for listening to India Bio Speaks in Conversation with a Mentor. We look forward to receiving your comments and feedbacks at indiabiospeaks@indiabioscience.org. Please follow our Spotify channel at indiabioscience.org. To receive notification of all our podcasts, subscribe to India Bio Speaks on Spotify and hit the bell icon. Keep listening.
If you're passionate about scientific research, communication, outreach, and science education as we are, please connect and engage with us. And here are some ways to do so.
Visit our website at www.indiabioscience.org.
Subscribe to our newsletters.
Write for us and join our online discussion forum at discuss.indiabioscience.org.
Advertise jobs, grants and events in the life sciences on our website.
And feel free to contact us anytime at hello@indiabioscience.org.
Until next time, enjoy your science and stay engaged to enable change.